I'm Terry, one of the caregivers here at Jungle Friends Primate Sanctuary. When Monk Monk arrived in June of 2017, it was already pretty hot here in Florida. We knew she had been kept in a small parrot cage indoors, and so she wouldn't be acclimated to this heat. We had prepared a large outdoor habitat that had a climate-controlled indoor area attached, and the plan was to keep her inside for a while and let her get used to the outdoors, the sunshine, and the warm weather. I was working in the Kansas section of the sanctuary with some special needs monkeys at the time, so I was excited to have her coming into my area. When she got here, she was petite, pale, and very nervous and shaky. We quickly changed the plan and decided to not let her have any outdoor access for a while until she developed some muscle strength and some confidence. Without being able to lock her outside, that meant someone would have to enter her indoor enclosure with her to clean it daily and give her fresh blankets and toys. And that would be my job, and I was happy to do it. She was not threatening at all. I would talk sweetly to her as I did my cleaning as quickly as possible. She responded well to my voice, and it seemed to calm her. She was very weak and not able to move easily in the indoor cage. She would slowly back down the ramps, and her legs would shake, and many times she would just stay put rather than risk falling. She was very unsure of herself, and we were too afraid to release her to the large outdoor enclosure for fear that she would go high and then be too afraid to come down, or worst case scenario, she might fall. And she was also not eating much from her biscuit or diet bowls. She might take a nibble here and there if food was offered to her by hand, but really not even much in that way. On the intake sheet that came with her, some of her favorite foods were listed: grapes, strawberries, blueberries, hot dogs, cheese, pizza, burgers, French fries, corn on the cob, and fig Newtons. We started to put ourselves in her position and tried to envision her former life with the grandma, in her small cage with all the dogs and cats watching TV all day. I remember my own mother in her final days as I cared for her while she was under hospice care. She liked to just sit in her recliner all day watching game shows on TV and snacking, so we changed our approach with Monk Monk. Quickly, Carrie installed a TV indoors for her with National Geographic specials. They were mostly about gorillas, but Monk Monk seemed to enjoy watching the gorillas' movement and activities. And we also started offering her many small snack-type meals throughout the day, along with her regular diet. We tried to pick healthy snacks, but I have to admit, I gave her some fig Newtons, and she loved them. We were desperate to improve her appetite and make her feel more comfortable and less fearful here. She didn't seem interested in all the new monkey friends, eager and curious to meet her outside her window. I got the feeling she hadn't been around monkeys before and had no idea she was one. I think it was just the second day of my going in to clean her cage and change her blankets that out of the corner of my eye, I saw her creeping backwards down the ramp towards me with her tail outstretched. Before I knew it, her tail was wrapping around my forearm and her body was backing up on me. I slowly reached my other arm over to cradle her and steady her. I had a monkey in my arms now, and this was not allowed. As a nonprofit rescue retirement sanctuary, we have a strict no-touch policy. That's both for human and primate safety. Also, it's our job to help these poor, confused creatures learn to become monkeys and learn how to relate and socialize with their own kind. As much as I agree with this mission, it was pure heaven to hold this beautiful, sweet, shy monkey and stroke her soft, fluffy tail. Immediately, I radioed Carrie to let her know what was going on. I didn't feel threatened by her anyway, and there was no aggression. I felt she just wanted the comfort of a friendly touch and to bond with someone. And Carrie agreed, and so allowed our continued contact, as long as it was always Monk Monk's idea and on her terms. Days went by, and she and I grew to trust each other more. I would clean, give her snacks, and tickle her belly afterwards. Monk Monk was eating better. She seemed more relaxed and was starting to show interest in the outdoors and the world on the other side of her window. Slowly, she was getting stronger and making friends with the other care staff here, who of course were also very curious about her and dying to befriend her. I was the envy of all the other caregivers because of my special relationship with her. We felt she was now ready for some supervised time out in the large outdoor habitat that had been prepared for her. Carrie had chosen a very shady habitat, and we removed anything we felt would pose a hazard for her. In the early part of the day, before the heat became too strong, we would open the runway and give her access. I was allowed to go in with a lawn chair and sit with her to monitor and be there in case she got into any trouble situations. I'm glad, because at first she did have some shaky moments on the props, and I could be there to catch her if need be. Of course, she mostly wanted to sit in my lap and get belly tickles, but we discouraged that. This was time to learn to be a monkey and discover how much fun that could be. It was a slow process with Monk, but so worth it. Over time, she became more confident in her movements and started to interact with neighbor monkeys and learn to talk monkey talk with them. Now, a year later, she's happily socialized with Charlotte, another female white-faced capuchin. They live in a large habitat directly behind Carrie's trailer. They can peer in and watch Carrie moving about in hopes that she will bring out treats, which she often does. I miss my close relationship with Monk, but I'm so happy she has Charlotte and the other monkeys nearby. They're teaching her how to have fun being a monkey. I visit her often, and while I no longer have physical contact with her, I always joke and tell her, "I'm going to tickle your belly," and she laughs a monkey laugh and tries to touch me with her tail.